Well, we just like revisiting things around here because I am going back to the Song of Hiawatha by Mr. Longfellow. And I'm picking up where I left off with number three. It was Hiawatha's childhood. The last time I read The Peace Pipe. This one's a bit long. It's a decent poem, but I had some trouble understanding it. But if you remember the last one, downward through the evening twilight, in the days that are forgotten, in the unremembered ages, from the full moon fell Nokomis, fell the beautiful Nokomis. She a wife, but not a mother. She was sporting with her woman, swinging in a swing of grapevines, when her rival, the rejected, full of jealousy and hatred, cut the leafy swing asunder, cut in twain the twisted grapevines, and Nokomis fell affrighted, downward through the evening twilight, on the Mushkode, the meadow on the prairie full of blossoms. See, a star falls, said the people. From the sky a star is falling. There among the ferns and mosses, there among the prairie lilies, on the Muskode, the meadow, in the moonlight and the starlight, fair Nokomis bore a daughter, and she called her name Winona, as the firstborn of her daughters. And the daughter of Nokomis grew up like the prairie lilies, grew a tall and slender maiden, with the beauty of the moonlight, with the beauty of the starlight. And Nokomis warned her often, saying oft and oft repeating, "Oh, beware of Mujakiwis, of the west wind Mujakiwis. Listen not to what he tells you. Lie not down upon the meadow. Stoop not down among the lilies, lest the west wind come and harm you." But she heeded not the warning, heeded not those words of wisdom. And the west wind came at evening, walking lightly over the prairie, whispering to the leaves and blossoms, bending low the flowers and grasses, found the beautiful Winona lying there among the lilies, wooed her with his words of sweetness, wooed her with his soft caresses, till she bore a son in sorrow, bore a son of love and sorrow. Thus was born my Hiawatha, thus was born the child of wonder. But the daughter of Nokomis, Hiawatha's gentle mother, in her anguish died deserted by the west wind, false and faithless, by the heartless Mujakiwas. For her daughter, long and loudly, wailed and wept at the sad Nokomis. "Oh, that I were dead!" she murmured. "Oh, that I were dead, as thou art! No more work and no more weeping. Wahonawin, Wahona, by the shores of Gichigumi, by the shining Big Sea water, stood the wigwam of Nokomis, daughter of the moon Nokomis. Dark behind it rose the forest, rose the black and gloomy pine trees, rose the firs with cones upon them. Bright before it beat the water, beat the clear and sunny water, beat the shining Big Sea water. There the wrinkled old Nokomis nursed the little Hiawatha, rocked him in his linden cradle, bedded soft in moss and rushes, safely bound with reindeer sinews, stilled his fretful wail by saying, "Hush, the naked bear will hear thee," lulled him into slumber, singing, "Uye, my little owlet, who is this that lights the wigwam? With his great eyes lights the wigwam. Uye, my little owlet, Many things Nokomis taught him of the stars that shine in heaven, showed him Ishkudo, the comet Ishkoda, with fiery tresses, showed the death dance of the spirits, warriors with their plumes and war clubs, flaring far away to northward in the frosty nights of winter, showed the broad white road in heaven, pathway of the ghosts, the shadows, running straight across the heavens, crowded with the ghosts, the shadows. At the door on summer evenings sat the little Hiawatha, heard of whispering of the pine trees, heard the lapping of the waters, sounds of music, words of wonder. Many wawa, said the pine trees. Mudwe oshka, said the water. Saw the firefly, wawa taisi, flitting through the dusk of evening with the twinkle of its candles, lighting up the brakes and bushes, and he sang the song of children, sang the song of Nokomis, taught him Wawatesi, little firefly, little flitting white fire insect, little dancing white fire creature, light me with your little candle. Ere upon my bed I lay me, ere in sleep I close my eyelids, saw the moon rise from the water, rippling, rounding from the water, saw the flecks and shadows on it, whispered, What is that, Nokomis? And the good Nokomis answered, Once a warrior, very angry, seized his grandmother and threw her up into the sky at midnight. Right against the moon he threw her. It was her body that you see there. Saw the rainbow in the heaven, in the eastern sky. The rainbow whispered, What is that, Nokomis? And the good Nokomis answered, It is the heaven of flowers you see there. All the wild flowers of the forest, all the lilies of the prairie, when on earth they fade and perish, blossom in that heaven above us. When he heard the owls of midnight hooting, laughing in the forest. What is that? He cried in terror. What is that? He said, Nokomis. And the good Nokomis answered, That is but the owl and owlet, talking in their native language, talking, scolding at each other. Then the little Hiawatha learned of every bird its language, learned their names and all their secrets, how they built their nests in summer, where they hid themselves in winter, talked with them whenever he met them, called them Hiawatha's chickens. Of all beasts he learned the language, learned their names and all their secrets, how the beavers built their lodges, where the squirrels hid their acorns, how the reindeer ran so swiftly, why the rabbits was so timid, talked with them whene'er he met them, called them Hiawatha's brothers. Then Lagu, the great boaster, he the marvelous storyteller, he the traveler and the talker, he the friend of old Nokomis, made a bow for Hiawatha. From a branch of ash he made it, from an oak bough made the arrows, tipped with flint and winged with feathers, and the cord he made of deerskin. Then he said to Hiawatha, Go, my son, into the forest, where the red deer herd together. Kill for us a famous roebuck. Kill for us a deer with antlers. forth into the forest straightway. All alone walked Hiawatha, proudly with his bow and arrows, and the birds sang round him, o'er him. "Do not shoot us, Hiawatha!" sang the robin. The opishi sang the bluebird, the owaissa. "Do not shoot us, Hiawatha!" Up the oak tree, close behind him, sprang the squirrel Adjido, in and out among the branches, coughed and chattered from the oak tree, laughed and said between his laughing, "Do not shoot me, Hiawatha!" And the rabbit from his pathway leapt aside, and at a distance sat erect upon his haunches, half in fear and half in frolic, saying to the little hunter, "Do not shoot me, Hiawatha!" But he heeded not, nor heard them, for his thoughts were with the red deer. On their tracks his eyes were fastened, leading downward to the river, to the ford across the river. And as one in slumber walked he, hidden in the alder bushes. There he waited till the deer came, till he saw two antlers lifted, saw two eyes and looked from the thicket, saw two nostrils pointed to windward. And a deer came down the pathway, flecked with leafy light and shed, and his heart within him fluttered, trembled like the leaves above him, like the birch leaf palpitated as the deer came down the pathway. Then upon one knee uprising, Hiawatha aimed an arrow. Scarce a twig moved with his motion, scarce a leaf was stirred or rustled. But the wary roebuck started, stamped with all his hoofs together, listened with one foot uplifted, leapt as if to meet the arrow. Ah, the singing, fatal arrow! Like a wasp it buzzed and stung him. Dead he lay there in the forest, by the ford across the river. Beat his timid heart no longer, but the heart of Hiawatha throbbed and shouted and exulted, as he bore the red deer homeward, and Lagu and Nokomis hailed his coming with applauses. From the red deer's hide Nokomis made a cloak for Hiawatha. From the red deer's flesh Nokomis made a banquet to his honor. And the village came and feasted. All the guests praised Hiawatha, called him Strongheart, Soen Gataha, called him Loonheart, Mongotesi. Don't shoot me, Hiawatha! Thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time I decide to read something from the Song of Hiawatha. I hope it's soon. Bye!